Servant Leadership in Action at WomanHaven Thrift Store. Hello, my name is Claudia Sanchez. For my service project, I volunteer at the WomanHaven Thrift Store in El Centro, California. WomanHaven is a non-profit organization that supports survivors of domestic violence and their families by providing resources, shelter, advocacy, and support services. Through this service experience, I was able to practice servant leadership by serving donors, customers, and the organization while supporting a mission that positively impacts the community. This presentation will discuss my service experience, the servant leadership skills I demonstrated, how my experience relates to Greenleaf's servant leadership model, and how it connects to Christian philanthropy and personal values. Why I selected WomanHaven? I selected WomanHaven because its mission closely aligns with the principles of servant leadership. WomanHaven provides assistance to individuals and families who are rebuilding their lives after experiencing difficult circumstances. The thrift store provides free clothing and household items to clients while also generating funding for support programs through the sale of donated merchandise. I wanted to participate in an organization that directly serves vulnerable members of the community and creates opportunities for people to regain stability and independence. This service opportunity allowed me to contribute to a cause that reflects compassion, empathy, and service to others. Description of service. During my 4 hours of volunteer service, I worked primarily in the donation center. One of my responsibilities was greeting donors and thanking them for supporting WomanHaven and its mission. I ensured that each donor received a donation receipt and explained that receipts could not be reissued at a later date. I also processed incoming donations by receiving, sorting, cleaning, and organizing donated items. In addition, I assisted customers on the sales floor by helping them locate merchandise and transporting purchases to their vehicles when needed. This tech supported the organization's daily operations and helped create a positive experience for donors and shoppers. Volunteer confidentiality and photo policy. During volunteer onboarding, I signed an agreement requiring compliance with confidentiality and volunteer conduct policies. Volunteers were not permitted to use cell phones while actively volunteering, and photography inside the facility was prohibited unless authorized for official WomanHaven promotional purposes. To respect client privacy, maintain confidentiality, and follow organizational policies, I did not take personal photographs during my volunteer service. The images included in this presentation were obtained from publicly available WomanHaven sources and are used slightly to illustrate the organization, its mission, and the environment in which I served. Greenleaf Servant Leadership Test. Robert Greenleaf suggested that servant leadership should be measured by whether people become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, and more likely to serve others. I believe my service experience supported these goals. By helping process donations and assist customers, I contributed to WomanHaven's ability to provide resources and support to vulnerable individuals and families. The thrift store helped provide essential items and funding for programs that assist survivors of domestic violence and others facing challenging circumstances. Although my role was small, it contributed to the organization's broader mission of helping people move toward greater independence and stability. Impact on the community. One of the most meaningful aspects of this experience was seeing how WomanHaven brings together donors, volunteers, staff, and community members to support individuals in need. Donations received through the thrift store help provide essential items to clients while generating revenue that supports shelter services, advocacy, counseling, and outreach programs. The organization creates opportunities for individuals and families to rebuild their lives and move towards greater independence. This experience demonstrated how collective efforts can make significant difference in the lives of others. Servant leadership skills demonstrated. Several servant leadership skills were demonstrated through this service experience. Empathy allowed me to interact respectfully and compassionately with donors and customers. Stewardship was demonstrated by responsibly handling donated items that will benefit others. Communication was important when explaining donations procedures and assisting customers. Accountability ensured that tasks were completed accurately and efficiently. Service orientation involved focusing on the needs of others, while community building occurred through creating positive interactions that supported Women's Heaven mission. Areas for future growth. This service experience also helped me identify opportunities for personal growth. I would like to become more involved in community outreach and volunteer leadership opportunities. I would also like to strengthen my ability to advocate for vulnerable population and encourage others to participate in community service. Servant leadership is a lifelong process of learning and growth, and this experience reinforced the importance of continuously seeking ways to serve others more effectively. Christian philanthropy and the 4 Ws. My service experience reflects T.W. Lewis' concept of Christian philanthropy and the 4 Ws. Wealth is represented through donated items that benefit clients and support programs. Work is demonstrated through the efforts of volunteers and staff. Wisdom is shown through the effective management of resources to maximize community impact. And finally, what matters is reflected in the organization's commitment to serving people with compassion and dignity. These principles closely align with both servant leadership and Christian values. Servant leadership, values, and beliefs. This experience reinforced the strong relationship between servant leadership, values, and beliefs. My personal values of compassion, respect, and service guided my interactions through the project. Christian principles encourage serving others before ourselves and demonstrating love through action. One important lesson I learned is that servant leadership is not measured by position or recognition. Even simple tasks such as greeting donors, sorting donations, and assisting customers can contribute to meaningful change. Through service, we can help strengthen our community and positively impact the lives of others. References. These are the sources that inform my understanding of servant leadership, Christian philanthropy, and the mission of Women's Heaven. Greenleaf's work provided the foundation for evaluating servant leadership through service to others and community impact. Lewis' discussion of Christian philanthropy and the 4 Ws helped connect my volunteer experience to faith-based service principles. I also use information from the Women's Haven website to better understand how the thrift store supports survivors and families within the community. Thank you for taking the time to review my presentation, A Service Project Experience.